What's up, guys? Martial arts training in the car, even though I'm at the gym right now. But I wanted to start this episode because it's actually a 3-day episode of the life and experiences or ups and downs of being an MMA coach. It's been a wild weekend. We've gone through a lot of craziness. And so I want to put a quick introduction that this video is a longer one because it's going over 3 days. And it led up to before and after the MMA fight that we had. Crazy weekend we went through. So I want to share you that experience of what it was like to prepare for it, the fight day, after the fight, and some things that happened, some stories along the way. Probably a longer video, but it's a really important one if you're ever interested in the ups and downs of the life of an MMA coach. Here we go, my friends. Matt in the car, martial arts training in the car, episode number 2. And today's a unique day. So we have fight weigh-ins, but I'm driving to actually pick up my, what's up, my neighbors? How are you guys? I'm going to pick up my 170-pounder, Cameron Resniski. I should know how to pronounce his name by now. This is his 4th fight. He's 3-1 as a pro, 9-1 overall. He is a fucking stud. And we also have Zach. I didn't pronounce Zach's last name. Zach Bilialshi. Zach is a stud wrestler who's now 3-1 as an amateur, and now is his 5th amateur fight. He's actually headlining the amateur card. So very exciting night for both of them tomorrow night. And Cam has to go up at 1 o'clock for weigh-ins and media and all that type of stuff. So it, which brings me up a big question, or brings up a big thing I go through when I'm driving the car is fight prep. Not for them, honestly. They're doing their different things, but what I am going to say, do, prepare for during every single part of the process, from literally when I go pick up Cam now, what I say to him, what we talk about when we get to weigh-ins, how things are gonna go. It's a fight weigh-in day, and all the moments leading up to when your fighter actually takes that step in the cage. I would say leading up to the moment where you shake his hand, give him a hug, and then put Vaseline on his eyes, in his face. Like, up to that moment, it's a fucking psychological battle. So basically, starting right now, you are entering, like psychological warfare to a degree. It's a coach's, I actually get, oddly enough, I find myself more stressed out for my fighters, for my athletes, compared to when I was competing. I can't control their outcome. I can only hope I did the best for them and put them on the right path. But they're in there, so it's a very, I just doing it now, I feel that angst. And it's cool. It's, I guess, I don't want to call it fun. It is fun. It's something. You could, that energy in developing and working with someone and growing them and helping them become a man or a woman, and using martial arts competition as a way to challenge themselves and represent themselves on that journey, it's a special thing. So I get very connected to my athletes and my students. So when they're in there, it's like my child is in there, my brother, my family is in there, and they're fighting for an opportunity, they're fighting for their life. So it's a very powerful thing. So the psychological battle of helping them get ready and doing the best I can for them is what I go through. Now, the psychological battle that they go through is on a whole different level. And all that has to really comes down to their belief in themselves, and then keeping themselves in control of their emotions. And we work on that almost nonstop in class and training. It's something we talk about. It's something I drill into their head, is having patience and control and being the smarter, more intelligent fighter. Well, listen, we're humans. We all know that when you have to fight, those moments leading up to that fight, whether it be a tough sparring match, you never had the opportunity to have the cage doors closed behind you, or a street fight, whatever it is, there is just this outpouring of emotion. And yeah, it's fear. It's a thing, and we all deal with fear. And if someone tells you they're not afraid, then they're fucking lying bluntly to your face. In fact, you can't see it right now. I have tattooed on the center of my chest, fucking worst tattoo. Oh, I saw that right in the breastplate. Oh, but in Japanese letters it says conquer your inner demons, or conquer your inner fears. And it's something that I put there because it was, it's very important in my life that if I find something that scares me or challenges me or makes me nervous, it's almost like I have to like go after that path. I have to like, you know, not something stupid. Oh, I'm gonna go jump off a cliff and see if I survive. No, but like, if there's something that like, you know, is challenging to me, is scary to me, like, you know, fighting a person in a cage, or even taking a martial arts class, or trying something new, or whatever it is, you know, that drive to do it, like, I mean, is I don't know, it's everything. Like, you have to, like, almost like you feel responsibility to do it. Because I feel that emotion, that fear that comes over us, whether it's a fighter about to get in the cage, it's our body and the mind telling us we're about to do something, or we're about to do something awesome, or there's an amazing opportunity in front of you, and you should do it. Like, it's like maybe starting a new job, or like, you know, like you're scared, or our first date, we have this fear, you know, we get nervous, oh, we shouldn't go, oh my God, blah, 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 and put all this crazy fucking thoughts and rationales and feelings in our head and visions of what's bad gonna happen. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But that fear can quickly overwhelm you if you don't like point it. So what I think not tools, but things I try to have, I went the wrong fucking way. Did I really? I did. I'm a dumbass. Fuck, whatever. Listen, we're back on track. I didn't mess up traffic too much. I got a little diversion. So, as I was trying to explain, that fear is arguably the hardest thing we're all dealing with, whether it be MMA fight, anything new in life, anything challenging in life. That conquering that fear is the hardest thing. And every single fighter that I've coached has, except Jake, and I'll explain Jake in a second. But every single fighter I've coached has absolutely experienced fear, doubt, you know, and I don't call it like overly emotional, sensitive. They're all that way, and to be understand why. Yeah, they're about to go fight in a cage, have someone try to hurt them, they are trying to hurt someone else. But the reason they do that, and the reason why I tattooed, you know, conquer your fears or conquer your inner demons and all that on my chest, is because when you do the thing that scares you the most, or do the thing that's fucking insanely challenging, and you do it, and you survive, and of course you're gonna survive, but you do that thing, you are absolutely a different human after. You're just smarter, you're more mature, you have more like mental toughness, you almost physically look different, because like you're just, I don't know, have this like different feel about you that people just can't put their finger on. You see it happen. Once someone competes for the first time at MMA or even jiu-jitsu, like when they are in front of me again in class, you could tell there's just a thing, like that person's different now. They've done something that they've never done before. They leveled themselves up. They challenged themselves that just can't be explained to someone who's never done that. I'm not saying you have to compete. Sometimes, you know, there's levels of stress we all go through, and competition is one of those ways to, you know, challenge that stress. I'm gonna close this simply because I had to pick up Cam in seconds now. I'm gonna close this that fear can be trained. It can be used in your favor. You have to get used to it. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, and don't be afraid of finding those uncomfortable situations that could actually better your life. What I said earlier is that typically when these things are happening that we're afraid of, it means there's an awesome opportunity in front of us. And fear, it can get in the way of it, or it can be used as a tool. So when I feel fear, I know it's something good. I know I should do that because it's gonna make me better. So I tend to like, okay, I'm willing to suffer or go through this risk to come out better. So my goal for you watching this, or my hope for you, or inspiration when you're watching this, is that next time something is scary for you, that looks challenging, that you don't run from it, that you look at it as a possible opportunity to actually better yourself and become a stronger, more powerful human. And ultimately, that's what we're trying to do in TRITAC, is make you strong, powerful, confident. Thanks, guys. Day 3, Matt in the car. Matt in the car, martial arts training in the car. Day 4, actually continuation of day 3. Day 3 was talking about fight prep. I was driving to weigh-ins, and day 4 is going through. We're actually driving to the fight, and we're a special guest star.
Hello.
This is Jen, guys. This is my lovely partner in crime. Jen, or Boom Boom, we like to call her.
Well, you have to explain.
Yeah, Jenny Boom Boom is a very famous, not a very famous, it's a local radio station DJ and personality. And when my cousin first met Jen, now Boom, she called her Jenny Boom Boom. And that name is stuck for the past 10 years. So
kind of like Jenny from the block.
Yeah, there you go.
Like Jennifer Lopez, but it's just Jenny Boom Boom. Or Boom.
So I wanted this episode, kind of continuing from yesterday, was about like fear and dealing with fight prep and all the kind of emotions that people go through that and what kind of weigh-ins is like. And today obviously is fight day, and of course it's continuation of fight prep. You know, we're heading there right now. We have to have our arrival by 6 p.m., which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. And during arrival time, you basically have to sit around and fucking wait for hours. And during that time, you basically have to talk to your fighters, warm them up and all that. And that's why I wanted to bring you on today, honey, and talk a little about support that when someone is fighting and someone even is doing anything, managing a martial arts school, training for martial arts, fighting, taking a new change in life, new weight loss, that without support, without someone in your corner, without a guide sometimes, or without just that person who's like, you know, you don't guide me, but you push me, you know what I mean? That they encourage you, help you, support you, you know, keep you on the right path. It's a very, very important thing. Whether it's your best friend, your mother, your father, your woman, your partner, whatever it is, the idea of a support system is vitally important. In any major endeavor, obviously this is about martial arts training, and we're talking about MMA today. And you realize very quickly when you're doing this type of sport, this activity, that you can't do it alone. Yeah, I mean, maybe you can learn some techniques and concepts and skills in martial arts alone, but in order to truly like develop, progress, achieve levels of success in this field, or in this how do I call it a field? This career is this thing that we do. You need a strong support system. You need a strong team. So that's what and Jen is very known for.
Did that capture it?
Of course, they captured it. Yeah. You burped on. We're YouTube live right now. There's thousands of people live. I'm kidding. Now, I never want to talk ill of any of my past experiences, but not having a support system, or not having people that necessarily believe in you, you know, that or understand what you're doing in life, it can be very challenging. And I would argue that one of the biggest things that happen when new people start martial arts is that they really don't have, like, they're doing it solo. No one really knows what they're doing. They don't have like a wife or a friend who's doing it with them, maybe, or it's really tough because you're walking into a huge unknown, training alone, and if you're not, like I said, you don't have that person, you don't have that structure in place, you're probably gonna quit. You're not gonna make it. I think it's just it's truth. Maybe, and we hope this does happen in martial arts. It happens in our school all the time. Maybe your support system becomes the school itself, the team itself, and in truth, that does happen a lot. But when people are first starting that journey, when people are first starting to get into martial arts or any sort of like fitness, weight loss, whatever you're doing, man, without support, without someone to actually lean on while you're doing it, it's a very tough endeavor. And sometimes I look at this thing as like you could almost tell someone, hey, I'm starting martial arts, or I'm starting a weight loss thing, or I'm starting a fitness routine. It almost gives you permission, or gives you permission for them to hold you accountable, if that makes sense. It's like, I see it, a huge benefit of having a coach is not only that they may design the training for you, that they help you and teach you, but you're also held accountable to them. That if, when I was working through Strongman with Derek Poundstone, I would work out 1 day a week in his gym, but I also had 5 days or 4 to 5 days outside and working at my gym. And I recorded my workouts, and we're texting back and forth. I video my workouts, a ton of my workouts, because I was held accountable to him. I wanted to, he gave me a task, he gave me numbers to hit, he gave me a workout that was well thought out, that made sense. So you don't necessarily have to have a coach tell you what to do, but if you tell someone like, hey, honey, I want to try rock climbing today, and she'd be like, okay, that's kind of cool, I'll go with you. I'll go with you, right? That's fucking support. That's why I love this woman. Support through and through.
I'll give you support.
Yeah, I know you do. Guys, I want to let you in on a little secret. Jen's father won't let me marry her unless I achieve 100,000 subscribers. on YouTube.
No.
So please like and subscribe. It's been 7 years I've been suffering, and her dad won't let me do it. I need 100,000 subscribers. We're 84,000. Come on, guys, help us out.
What is that neighborhood up
So, guys, what we're actually going to help do or try to do today is that not only is Jem helping manage a team, but she's like that person who does everything. You can't even describe what you do. I mean, even the gym itself. Like, I mean, the woman. If you ever seen our social media, our Instagram, TRITAC Training Center on Facebook or Instagram, that's all Jen, and she's a rock star at it. Just needs a passion. But so tonight we'll be documenting a lot of what we do, and because obviously it's good for marketing, good for promotions, and everyone wants to see, you know, how we whoop some ass. But we'll try to make a cool video for you guys, get a kind of that backdoor experience of what it's like behind stage at an MMA fight. And it can be a lot of fun. It can be very stressful. Everybody's stressed. There's always, you know, when you're in the back room, and we're at Foxwoods Casino tonight. It's CES, I forget what, 78, I think it is. 79, excuse me. We're at Foxwoods, and oh my God, the rooms they put us in, the warm-up rooms, are like fucking closets. And
it's the dressing room, like when Barry Manilow would come and sing on the theater stage. It's the dressing room.
Yeah, there's mirrors, the lights, the whole 9 yards, and you're trying to like warm up fighters there, and it just doesn't work. They have these little other rooms you can use,
like offices.
Yeah, but last time they were way understaffed. And I don't want to talk shit about CES. It was August. It was summertime. People were on vacation. But man, because they're so understaffed, it was really a big shit show. But yeah, so the back room can be a lot of fun, challenging, high stress environment. You got the guys warming up. It's a show, right? So there's a process. You have the promoter, the staff going back and forth, informing you what fight number it is, what's going on. You have to wrap hands. It's always a process. When you wrap hands, you got a commissioner staring right over your fucking face. They'll give me shit every single time, but the last time, my God, he's a pain in my ass. You had to go get approved. Like, it's the same wrap tape we've used for every single fight, as long as I can remember. And he's like, it's too flexible. I'm like, what are you talking about? Every other guy has the same fucking wrap tape. I don't get it. You know what I mean? But they're
wrap the hands.
Yeah, they wrap the hands. Yeah, so it's a stupid little thing, but you know, the commission is always there watching every little move you make, making sure you're doing everything right. And it's not a bad thing, you know, once you get your gloves on, if you want to go to the bathroom, guess what? You got a commissioner watching over you, you know. So yeah, it's a fun process from like, okay, you get there, check in, get your corner rooms, you know, because you have red corner, blue corner. What's up?
All your stuff in the back?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Exactly. You know, then I have to get my bag searched, make sure all I have is training. Were you there last time? They took my Vaseline, the roll-on Vaseline.
Yes.
You could have roll-on. I don't know how many fights I've had that fucking thing for. And it's a simple, because every time you're going, you get it all over your hands, and you're like, you could go with, you know, either put Vaseline on their eyes right before they go in, and you have you wear vinyl gloves, but it's like, well, then you're just fucking got goopy hands. The little stick is great, you know, but you can't use that. I don't know why. It's illegal.
Goopy hands.
Goopy hands. You know, I got that from you. I got goopy eyes.
Goopies,
yeah. People are gonna unsubscribe when they hear this Goopy's turn. You know, they thought Matt Pryor's some tough martial arts guy. Now he's.
You've never used the term goopy?
I don't think so. Well, since I met you, maybe. Hey guys, remember, you know, rain. If you ever watch, it's day 3 of me enjoying a rain. Oh, day 4. That's right. Every day, you know, it is my morning, or no, sorry, my afternoon routine. Try to do Matt in the car when I go back to work at night. I work mostly during, you know, so I work about 8 in the morning, 12 to 1 p.m. at the gym, depending on the day. Then I typically go back around 2:33, again, depending on the day. We open back up at 4. But definitely a afternoon routine is having a rain before class. So yeah, we have 2 fighters tonight. Zach
Bialik
Bashi. Zach is he was a D3 wrestler. I forget what college, but he's also is the assistant wrestling coach for Wesleyan in Middletown, Connecticut.
Is it Wesleyan University?
Wesleyan University, excuse me.
Wesleyan College?
Wesleyan College, I think I don't know, I just call it Wesleyan.
Call it Wesleyan.
Yeah. I don't know, to be honest with you. I think it's a university. But Zach's a 135er, southpaw, stud grappler, obviously. He's been with us, what, 3 years now? 4 years?
That's crazy.
Yeah. and came in as a wrestler, you know, started doing jiu-jitsu, really fell in love with MMA. And it's funny, sometimes the wrestlers, they can either pick up striking really well, or sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And Zach has gotten a lot better, but he's
Christmas tree.
Because the Christmas ornaments starting now.
They had their tree up already.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. But Zach's boxing has gotten a lot better. It didn't come natural to me. He'll tell you that as much as I will. He's still raw, you know what I mean? He's not clean yet. He'll have moments of really good exchanges, and then other times he looks like he has no clue what he's doing. That's not true, you know. But what we try to focus on with these guys, especially because Zach is an amateur. This is his fifth amateur fight. Fifth. I think it's his fifth too. Yeah, he's probably gonna go after this. We're looking to go pro. But after this fight, this fight, it's in every fight is grappling focused, and I'll tell you why. It's the safest and smartest path to victory. These are young gentlemen. These are young men, and maybe they'll have a career in MMA. Maybe that's a possibility, and who knows? But teaching them, or just having them just standing and brawling and banging and just taking shots and damage is not what I want to put my students through. I want them to have a brain after they're done, and I want them to be like, you know, not just. There's a lot of, if you take excessive damage in a fight, it changes who you are. There is a switch that happens. You see it happen. I can experience some of that stuff myself in different situations, that you have to respect an injury, and especially like one that's going to have the brutal type of injuries that can happen in MMA. And one of the things we talk about, especially with my fighter Cam Rzinski, who is his pro fight. This is his fourth pro fight. Resniski.
Yes.
You know, it's Matt speak. I can't pronounce words. But this is Cam's fourth pro fight. His fifth pro fight.
I just merged his amateur and pro fights together, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's his fifth pro fight. He was 4-0 as an amateur, and he's 4-1 as a pro. He took a 3-day. We accepted the fight. It was informed us 1 week notice, and we accepted it 3 days before he took a fight. And let's be honest, he wasn't prepared for it. We thought the opponent wasn't as good as he was. I'll be honest, it was his manager, and I take a little bit of responsibility for that. When he looked at the kid, he looked very beatable. And with Cam's wrestling and his takedown, again, Cam's a strong wrestler, a strong grappler, that we figured that would be a good matchup for him, and to stress him out a little bit. What you have to do as a coach, and we're looking like, you know, for Cam especially, you get him a couple more fights, he's knocking at the door at the Contender Series or a high-profile fight, maybe a last-minute UFC. Like, it's coming up for him. It can be there for him. You know, it's not tomorrow, but it's a possibility. It's not out of the realm of the scope of things. But you have to, like, that fighter also has to go through some shit too. You know what I mean? We don't want him to lose, but you want him to kind of go through some stress, right? That taking a last-minute fight when you're just thrown in there and you're still able to perform, which he did, you know, he performed very well, but he lost the fight. But that was kind of a really, actually, I think, personally, a good thing for him. He needed to kind of find a little extra fire, a little extra, you know, connection to this.
A little extra challenge.
Reassess and come back. And I believe he's come back stronger, smarter. We talk about that a lot, is we try to be very intelligent, meaning that we're not going to put ourselves in stupid situations. That comes from TRITAC philosophy, no matter what. Self-defense first. Don't rush the cage. Don't fucking let your ego get control of you. You're always moving, always thinking, always analyzing, not letting anything, you know, not letting basically your emotions take over. That's one thing we just work on a lot, always being in control. And we just train almost in chaos at all times. And I said that another one earlier. I think one of the first ones I did, I talked about one of the ways we train is like, if you're, especially in our all levels class, where it's basically a complete drilling session, 45 to 60 minute drilling session, I put the timer on, we do rounds, and you're always in a fight. They're like mini game sparring rounds, and there's no breaks. You get your minute rest and all that, and we get our water breaks every now and then, but you're not doing a combination and resetting, doing a combination and reset, new thing. It's not like that. You just go, which means they're in constant stress, and it does a really good job training them. Matt in the car, martial arts training in the car, day 5, episode 5. They're probably watching this all as episode 3 for 5, all about the journey of what it takes with it's involved with being an MMA coach and coaching MMA fighters, and it actually goes way beyond it. So I'm gonna start this episode with a bit of truth. Fucking night went like hell last night. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. First, my pro Cam got to check-ins at 6 p.m. Had to do the final doctor checkup. And yesterday he had a little bit of a heart murmur. Let's be honest, it happens sometimes. And when you're weight cutting, you can have this. You're dehydrated, so you're basically fucking killing yourself. And it happens. So sometimes it's looked at not as a big deal. Hey, okay, we're just gonna check it tomorrow. Blah blah blah. Nothing wrong. And so when we showed up yesterday for fight day, 6 p.m. Fight started 7:30. Cam's on around 9. Zach was. I'll get to Zach in a second. But yeah, doctor didn't clear him to fight, and that was fucking devastating. That just, yeah, I still don't even know if I've process what this means. Not for TRITAC, or not for and truthfully not for me, but well, yeah, it is. I'm affected by it too, because Cam is, he's not only a friend, he's a brother. He's like these fighters are some like kids to me. Like, they're like sons. They're like my nephews. They are, and I am a very important part of their lives. So him not fighting yesterday was not only a huge, devastating feeling for him, and obviously for us too, but for him, it's who I concern about is I want to make sure his health is okay. I mean, that's first and foremost, right? You're a young 26-year-old kid and experiencing something like that. We want to make sure that you're okay, that there's nothing serious. And let's put it this way: if not taking the fight actually discovered something serious, like let's say the doctor didn't let him fight, and that thing turned into something that Cam actually needed to take care of, you're almost fucking thankful for it. You know what I mean? At least he caught it. But I'm not a doctor, obviously. I'm a fucking martial arts coach. But in my opinion, sometimes this happens in the back rooms of fights. No matter what, you're dealing with boxing commissions and doctors and medical staff, etc. Even the boxing commission, you would think, would have a fighting background, but most of them don't. Most of them it's their day-to-day job, it's their 9-to-5 job, or you might be a medical team or a doctor doing overtime, and hey, I'm gonna go cover this fight, and you really don't care about them, you don't care about their dreams, you don't care about them not letting Cam fight, because they checked it 3 times, and it had gone down, but what does it mean not let that kid fight? You know what I mean? So it's I'm not saying the doctor's wrong. Of course the doctor's right. I always trust the doctor's opinion. But sometimes we are faced with so much pains in the asses. And just so much just shit. It's the fighters come out there to pour their heart out and fight for something. And fight for something they probably can't even put a finger on. And as a martial arts coach, I can't put my finger on what they fight for, but I actually they fight for themselves, but that feeling that they fight for, that thing inside them. You ever competed before, had that drawn or desire, or it's that rite of passage warrior, achieving greatness for yourself, and that's fucking hard, man. And these kids suffer. They work so fucking hard. It's they go to their regular jobs, drive. Sometimes Cam will drive in because his job, he's a kids karate coach too, but he has locations all over. He works with preschools and other after-school programs. Great job for him, absolute great job for him. But he drives sometimes an hour and a half just to get here. You know what I mean? He's all over, but he's showing up on time, doing the extra work, getting his shit in 5, 6 days, 7 days a week sometimes. Exact same thing. Works fucking 9 to 5 every single day. Financial advisor, works his ass off. Great fucking job. Man, that kid's on fucking champion path. They both are. Worry about Cam because I want to make sure his medicals are good, but so it's tough sometimes dealing with being told no. It very rarely happens. I think it's the only other time it happened, it was a Carlos in the UFC. Carlos on fight day and the night before, excuse me. Oh shit. Hey, come on. Oh, there it is. Right. I'm such an idiot. I can't help it. Carlos is it was one of his UFC fights, and whatever happened through his cut or something, he got basic food poisoning, the night, what was it? Yeah, after weigh-ins. After weigh-ins, he got food poisoning. And it wasn't the only person that happened to Donald Cerrone. It happened to someone else too. Well, long story short, he got food poisoning. And then, like, did not sleep at all. And then woke up fight day just fucking puking and shit. I mean, the dude was about as dead as he could get. And they're just like, no, you're not clear to fight. So he was actually fighting Teixeira. And Teixeira's now the headliner, man. And if you ever watch Carlos fight versus Teixeira, even though Carlos lost that fight, now the funny thing is, even when Carlos, we had to go home for when they got sick, so they sent us home on Sunday, or that basically that next day, and then we had to fly back next week for the card. So they put Carlos on the next card. So it was kind of funny. But we had one shakeout session, one sparring session, one play session before Carlos went back. He got kicked in the leg. One fucking kick. One. That's why if you ever watch my leg kick video, I actually talk about this. One kick. Hit Carlos in the right spot. Blew up his leg like a fucking, like, I don't know, man, like a Tootsie Roll. And we fought, but like Carlos was on a bum leg. But man, that fight was fucking epic. So yeah, sometimes you have to deal with this shit, but it's typically not a common thing. There's always obstacles that are thrown your way. For example, last night, you can have 3 corners, so we have 3 corners. Then we're about to walk out. No, you can have 2 corners. What the fuck would we do everybody else? And then we have our little entourage. Oh no, they can't walk out. They need to do over there. And then the amount of stress that the event staff and sometimes the boxing commission, I wouldn't say the event staff knows. They're typically in the fight sport, in this fight game as promoters because they know it and they love it. So they're in it for the athletes, they're in it for the fans. When they deal with the boxing commission, obviously they're trying to protect their game and protect their shit, but man, I'm not talking shit about boxing commissions, but if you've ever been a MMA fighter or promoter, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's just a pain in the ass with them. So, now on to my boy Zach. So, Zach, I said earlier, is a stud wrestler, and he was going against another wrestler kid who had he had an arm built for guillotines, let's put it that way. And Zach, they had an initial feel-out exchange that maybe lasted 30 seconds. And, just Zach felt it. He said he got cracked with a left hook. The kids switched. They were both southpaws. The kids switched into orthodox. They looked very comfortable. I actually was like, oh, interesting. But Zach was relaxed. He circled off. We weren't worried about it. I'm like, yeah, we'll just keep observing. I think getting called out, keep learning. And then he just felt it. The kid stepped forward and he took a shot. The kid didn't try to defend a takedown. It was right to the neck. I mean, he knew that was his game. He knew he was going for that guillotine choke, and he got it. Plain and simple, he got it. And listen, this is a fight game. It's a win or lose. It sucks to lose, obviously, and you get so like sad for these kids when it happens. I mean, it's truly fucking heartbreaking because you're almost watching their dreams fail in front of your eyes. Not fail, I shouldn't say that word. You're watching part of their dreams, it's like they have to rebuild themselves, right? They get knocked down so much from that loss. And you really have to go through this gut fucking check. Man, I only had one MMA fight due to my neck injury. I competed in Kyokushin and boxing, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu and all other shit. I'm wrestling, strongman. But my MMA fight, unfortunately, I lost. I was like right around 2-minute mark. And let's be honest, it was as a choke, and my neck injury had happened already, and it was just, I lost. Dude, that, and I could never fight again after, because once they discovered what was wrong with me, they were saying that's it. But that experience, like, fucking changed me like you would not believe. It was like one of the, I still feel it in my soul, like it's one of the worst things like I ever went through. I know it sounds stupid, it's losing an MMA fight, like, oh, that's the worst thing I ever went through. No, it's not. But when you talk about like some emotional feelings, listen, we're gonna finish this conversation. I arrived at the gym. I got an 8:30 appointment. It's 8:22. We're finishing this. So yeah, I got I lost my fight, like going through. I don't give a fuck about the fight, but the loss after, and I'm not talking days, like years of like almost like just trying to like deal with it, right? Because you had such a vision for yourself, and you go through it. And I knew it was my last one, so I never could get it back. Oh, it fucking stung. It fucking hurt me like you'd never believe. But it did inspire me, and actually forced me to become a coach. Is right around the time, I actually remember, I'm going on a diversion of topics, but a little bit. I was at the Kyokushin school, and Oz and Shion Fujiwara, he was our Kyokushin. Look that guy up, pretty impressive dude. I'll tell you my Kyokushin story later, like my origin story of Kyokushin. But Shion Fujiwara had asked me, because he was obviously Japanese karate, and he knew that we did Japanese jiu-jitsu. He had actually come to some of our events and things, and promotions. Like, he really loved what we did, and he wanted us to start sharing. He asked if we could start sharing some jiu-jitsu to some of his students. So that's actually how it started, as Shion Fujiwara's request to share some jiu-jitsu techniques with his students, and it just morphed. It just grew, right? So this is probably right. I don't know the exact timeline. I know we're at Fujiwara's place, and Oz, I've mentioned before, him and I have been training together 25 years ish. He was Ushideshi for Shion Fujiwara. He moved up here when he was 17 from Georgia, and so Oz was teaching that class, and I had just gotten back from, I had my MRIs and all that stuff, and then my chiropractor actually became a really good friend of mine. So I just got back from his office, and he reviewed MRIs with me, because I was just about to have the surgery back then, about 16, 17, 15, 16, I don't know, timeline. I've been coaching for over 17, so I'm guessing 16-ish years ago, right? So I got back, and I'm basically told, like, yeah, your fight career is over, and if you get the surgery, you'll never do martial arts again. It was really, really sad, horrible time. I remember breaking down in front of Oz. And then, like, it was in that moment, like, I was really confused what I was going to do. Like, what's the next step for me? And I just realized in front of me was it was a small group. And I remember when I first started teaching, I was like, I just want 5 people. I mean, like 2 or 3, but like, it was Oz and a couple others. We were just using it as like a basic training group, right? And it just became more. It became my passion. It became like my loss became, like, I don't even call it my loss, but like my lost opportunity as a fighter became my opportunity as a coach. And I look back at some of those things, for instance, I was almost a police officer, but I got arrested for smoking weed. I was 18 years old, so they didn't fucking, oh, should I put that on there? Who gives a fuck, right? I was 18. So what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't let me in. I was playing simple. I could tell you a whole story about that too sometime. But it's a weird thing how life will redirect you sometimes, when maybe I was never meant to be an MMA fighter. Maybe I was never meant to be a police officer. But I love coaching, so it's good. It works for me. So I look at Zach and Cam and other guys that are in here. I know 99% of them are never going to be like pro UFC MMA fighters. I think that path is much, much harder to achieve right now. Though we have the opportunity to achieve it, it's in front of them. But it's a hard path. Someone really needs to dedicate their, like, almost their life to achieving that goal, right? But there is a martial arts path in front of them. Whether it's just be a way of bettering themselves, inspiring others. I talked about that to Cam a lot. They both, like Cam is an amazing person. They both are, but there's like you could just say Cam's a little like soft spoken, but he looks like a fucking like model crazy fighter dude. But like, he just loves working with kids. He loves inspiring people, and so I think maybe there's a future hit that for them. Zach is extremely intelligent, financial advisor. I think Zach's on a mission right now, and I think UFC is his end goal. I really do. I'm putting it out there that UFC is something equivalent like that, like a high payday type of fight, and we have a good opportunity in front of us. But I think he just needs to work on a few things. He's 2-2 right now, and those 2 things. Those 2 losses are quick losses from jiu-jitsu. So he took the other guy down and dove basically right into an arm bar, and he made a rookie mistake. It was his first fight. He pulled out. He straightened an arm. The guy just basically finished the arm bar tap. His fight this kid was built to choke people, and it showed. And we knew, but Zach was actually quite surprised at how good a choker he was. So, but I think Zach's got that future of UFC. But their losses, they've got to pick themselves up right now. I have to pick myself up right now. I have to pick myself up for the team. I'm coaching in 2 minutes. Which reminds me, probably should get in there. But no bullshit. You gotta like, you can't let the losses beat you down, and they will. And if you're a weak character, or you don't get pissed off by it, or you don't like allow yourself to see the other side of it, then yeah, that loss becomes another one, and then you're just a loser. That sounds harsh, but and a winner isn't someone different than you. A winner is someone who just says no, plain and simple. No, I don't accept defeat in mind. Yeah, I may accept defeat in a grappling or MMA fight. Who gives a fuck about that? But I don't accept. That's not you. Doesn't represent who you are. You can win. You can be good. You can be exceptional. You can be great. I think that's ultimately what I want to say to you today. Is that you, just like me, just like them, can be fucking awesome. And you're gonna experience loss. You're gonna experience this shit sometimes. You know it. I know it. But you're strong, right? You can do this. I can do this. We can do this. So put that in your brains. I think that's ultimately the message. I don't even know where I wanted to go with this one today. I just knew I had to say something. And yeah, be strong. You are a warrior. You're a fucking champion. Just keep going. That's all you gotta do. Zach, Cam, the rest of us. Yeah, today fucking sucks. But tomorrow, you got that opportunity again. Oos.